What it is, y'all. It's your old boy Pilk, and as you can kind of tell, I'm a little hoarse this evening, and I have a very limited amount of time that I'll be able to discuss something with you guys, but I do want to have a discussion tonight. So, I was going to do this on stream, and I do apologize. I'm just not going to be able to talk for 2 hours, so streaming's not going to be an option, and I'm very, very sorry about that. But I am extremely excited because I have made a purchasing decision. Let's call it that. And I want to share it with you guys because this is something I'm very passionate about. Now, we've talked a lot about Don Crow in the past and how I don't see the value as much in spending tons and tons and tons of money in this game like we did in Dan Mimo and as I've done in other mobile games in the past. It's just a personal decision, and, you know, I, I enjoy the game, but I do feel like the game has gotten very greedy, and a lot of you agree with me on this. However, there is another Danmachi game on the horizon, and if you didn't know, it is Danmachi Fulland of Water and Light. That is a brand new. It's a Metroidvania style, so it's not going to be. I mean, you get what you get. It's a Metroidvania RPG. I'm not expecting it to be the most amazing thing in history, especially considering the depth that we're dealing with. So, full disclosure here. The developer is Ryzen, but I think they're just another subsidiary of Bushi Road, whatever you want to call it. But they're mostly known for gotchas and girly games and things like that. So, at the end of the day, you're going to get what you're going to get out of it. However, we know Amori has been working on this. They did a big teaser for it during the series. There's a lot of push behind it. So, for me personally, I like to collect physical copies of games. That's what I do. That's who I am as a person. And so, as I was going into this, I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. Because obviously we can get here in Steam, instantaneous gratification. We can play it, have a good time with it, and, move on with our lives. But there is no physical copy if you buy it for PC. It is also being developed for the Nintendo Switch. And while that is kind of an EOL console, the Switch 2 that's coming out shortly will be backwards compatible with the Switch. If you want to know more about that, I dropped a whole video on that on my Pokemon channel. So I was looking around and I'm trying to determine, is there going to be a physical copy? And lo and behold, it seems like in the States, we are not getting a physical copy. However, and a lot of you guys out there watching this, you guys got some pretty deep pockets because you play some gacha games. If you go over to Play Asia right now, or CD Japan even, I think I actually bought mine through CD Japan, not Play Asia. I got a CD Japan account. I bought a lot of things from them. I trust them. But if you go over there right now, you can pick up a full limited edition copy of Danmachi Fulland of Water and Light. Now here's the best part. Check this out. So number one, you get a ton of stuff with this. Looks like there's some CDs, there's some art books. Remember, the Switch is a cartridge system, so those are like drama CDs, music CDs. Those are going to be like fun, extra, like just extraneous things that are going to be really neat and very enjoyable to collect. Number two, let's kind of go back here. This claims to be multi-language. I did look into it. It seems like from everything I've seen that this is a product that will be playable on your, well, in my case, my US Nintendo Switch, as we kind of understand it. Now, there's a standard edition. It's $41.99, which is a really good value. I went with a limited edition. I recently purchased this morning. When it comes in, we will be doing a full review of it. Unfortunately, that does mean I will have to wait a little bit before we cover it. I will not be covering the game day one, I don't think. Depending. I might just break down So the game is releasing. The reason I'm bringing this up now. The game was supposed to be releasing tomorrow. It got a 2-week kind of delay, and even in Japan. So on the 13th of March, 2025, this game is slated to release. Now, because I did order it on CD Japan, that means that this is going to be something that it's going to take a while to get here. So unless I do break down and buy a Steam copy anyway, we'll probably have to wait a couple of weeks to play it. But when this comes in, we will do a full-on review of everything you get in here. And I am mega excited. Now, for those of you that followed along when we did the Dan Mimo campaign, all that stuff is currently sitting in Japan in a box and is slated to be on our way here. Our liaison in Japan, we had a number of problems in Japan getting delivery. There was a delay. Stuff didn't even arrive until last month. It was wild, and we are getting that here very soon. My liaison in Japan, who actually took delivery of all of that, is getting me a shipping quote ASAP, and then we're going to try to get that shipped. So all of that will probably be arriving, which I know is massively delayed at this point, but there were just some crazy things that went on there. Not something I'll go into right now, but if you want to talk about it, Sunday on stream, Sunday night, 10 p.m., we'll have a whole discussion on it. But currently, right now, we're just getting a shipping quote, and it should be here pretty quickly. Now, when this arrives, we will be reviewing the whole thing. We'll be playing this. This will be a stream-exclusive event. We will probably not do a lot of Don Crow on stream. We're probably doing all of this for you guys. Extra long streams. We might add a couple extra streams a week. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know how long the game's going to be, but I'm extremely excited. Now, full disclosure, if you do decide to do this, for me, all in, shipping and everything, I want to say it was around $130-ish. Shipping is very, very, very expensive from Japan. But if you are into, having physical media, if you are into having something very collectible and very unique, there are not a lot of people that are going to have this in their Switch collections. Me personally, I'm trying to build a pretty big, collection of video games. At one point, I had over 500 NES games. That's not the case anymore for various reasons. But I am a collector, and as a collector, this is something I am definitely looking forward to having in my collection. If you want to know more about that, check out our Gaming Across America channel. We'll talk all about that coming up really soon. So, pimping all the channels here, guys. But it's all part of the general... I love video games, right? Like, this should be obvious by now. So, I do apologize. Because of this decision, I probably will not be completing Artemis's second... I guess pity. But instead, I think I'm going to need something way, way cooler. If you guys want to do it, I'll put a link down below. I'll include Play Asia, CD Japan. I just do CD Japan because like I said, I've worked with them for years and years and years. I cannot vouch for these yet, but I want to give you guys the opportunity to partake in this because I'm sure there's other people out there that are looking forward to it. So once again, if you weren't aware, which I don't know how you weren't, but we've talked about it a lot, Danmachi Fulland of Water and Light will be dropping in about 2 weeks' time. Very exciting stuff, and we'll be back with more coming up real soon.